have to go 87 yards for the win. Cantoni gets outside and gets a huge chunk of it right there. 5 plays later, facing a 3rd and long. Christian Vineyard finds Drew Jackson on the sideline. He steps into the end zone. The extra point is good, and University wins a thriller at Mountaineer Field, 21-20. After the game, we talked to Coach Kelly.
That was the drive. And, you know, the people were on me hard over here to throw the football. They didn't know the circumstances. Our kids overcome every kind of adversity to win this football game. I'm so damn proud of them. I mean, conference champions, this is just a wonderful feeling.
They do. Let's get to it. Morgantown and University, they played this one at Mountaineer Field. So many people were there. They said 20,000. Unbelievable. Hawks fans fired up. A Morgantown striking first. Christian Montaliani, Rainbow, 27 yards. Ronnie Rodimer, 7-0 Mohegans. Then he doing the dirty bird. The Hawks respond on the ensuing kickoff. Matt Webster, look at this. Going up the middle. Nice run into Morgantown territory. That would turn the tide there momentarily. 3 plays later, it's Adam Cantoni.
Oh, my.
He plows his way in from 7 yards out. 7-6 Morgantown. Coach Kelly hanging in there. 2nd quarter, more Hawks. Drew Jackson rumbles 17 yards and a University 1st down. 2 plays later, Scotty Jerko in the end zone from 2 yards out, 14-7 Hawks. But late in the half, Morgantown responds. TD pass, guess who? Rodimer. 14-all at the half. We got ourselves a little ball game, and the Hawks not too happy. 3rd quarter, Morgantown gets it going. Thomas Porche goes up the gut, 13 yards on the run. Then on 4th and 3, Montaliani to Rodimer. Great catch. 1st down, one-handed. Rodimer, big night tonight. 2 plays later, combination again. Montaliani, Rodimer in your living room. Beautiful. 23 yards, his 3rd of the night. 20-14 Morgantown. University starting to drive. Adam Cantoni, 43 yards, 3.5 minutes to go. Big play there into Morgantown territory. Nice. Then it's Christian Vineyard to Dan DiGiovine. Inside the 25. The place is going nuts, Jeff. Nuts. 3rd and 16 from the 26. Big play. Vineyard to Drew Jackson right there. 26-yard TD. The PAT is good. It's 21-20 University. Morgantown, one last chance. But Montaliani intercepted by Scotty Jerko. Jerko, a great game on defense. Coach Kelly getting the water bucket. Hawks win 21-20 in the Mohawk Bowl. University 10-0. Morgantown 8-1. Jeff, another rivalry.
Welcome back to the Highlight Zone. Morgantown's 21-20 loss to University cost them a lot more than the NCAC title. They lost their star receiver, Ronnie Rodimer, to a broken collarbone. That was the most notable blow, but with the idea to give you a bigger picture, the Morgantown Mohegans suffered 4 other injuries to starting players. That's not good. The status was questionable about those injured going into tonight's game against Preston County. Let's go out to Knights Stadium. 1st quarter, Knights punting from their own end zone, and they would boot the ball to the wrong player. That's number 20, junior Mark Weigel. We've seen him as the WBOI Player of the Week a few times. Look at the fancy moves.
Very talented.
And he's going into the end zone for a 6-0 Mohegan lead. 2nd quarter, quarterback Christian Montaliani with the play fake. He rolls to his right, airs it out deep to Tommy Lutz, who make the catch for the nice gain. But the very next play, running back Thomas Porche would take the handoff, and then he coughs up the ball. Preston would recover, and the Flag Girls, they're pumped up. I think they might be smelling upset. Or maybe not, playing Morgantown. Remember, later in the 2nd, Montaliani from the shotgun throws a wobble pass, but Mark Weigel hauls it in, taking the ball to the 5-yard line. The very next play, Weigel, this guy's all over the place, would finish the job running over a Knight on his way to 6 points. The 2-point conversion is good. Mohegans led 14-0. Then with 20 seconds left in the half, Montaliani again airs it out. Check out the hang time.
Nice. Finally
comes down. Eugene Trump makes the catch, makes some nice moves as well. The 63-yard score made it 21-0. Remember Ronnie Rodimer? There he is. He's hurt. He's on the sidelines. They didn't quite need him, but Morgantown does go on to win this one by a final of, don't have the final. There it is. Nope, no final. We do not have the final.
But trust me, they won.
They won. They're a good
Call
team.
our fifth quarter, the final week of the regular season. There is a lot of playoff implications. Some teams looking to get into the playoffs, other teams looking for higher seeds. Jeff, start us off.
Morgantown and Preston. We know Morgantown's already in, but let's head on out there. Morgantown versus Preston tonight. Here we go. Take out the Preston County where the Knights, like we said, they take on number 3 seed or number 4 seed Morgantown. Here we go. Picking things up in the second. Morgantown on the Knights 37. Chris Mentaliani passing to Mark Weigel. Brought down to the 5-yard line. Next play, Weigel takes a hand up, brings it in from 5 yards out. 2-point conversion good, 14-0 Morgantown. After failed drive, Preston, Morgantown takes over again. Mentaliani passes to Patrick Griffith. This is him right here. The bomb. Touchdown, Morgantown. Extra point would be good. We're off to the races. 21-0 Morgantown. Now, Morgantown, they seem to be getting along, don't you think?
Yeah,
even though without their star wide receiver, Ronnie Rodimer. He's in some good spirits there, isn't he?
He's in street clothes.
We'll see what they can do in the playoffs. Late in the third, Preston. Ben Wetzel back to the kick. Barely gets the punt off. Mark Weigel's back deep. He's going to take this.
Oh,
look at the blocks he's got.
That looks like Deion Sanders a little bit.
Weigel, Deion, I love it. Touchdown, Morgantown. That's by Mark Weigel. 28-0 Mohegans. After another failed drive by the Knights, first and 10 for Morgantown. Mentaliani, Chris McDonald is brought down by Ryan Kilkenny. Then a late hit by Kevin Bischoff.
WCW!
Penalty against Preston. Man, Bischoff's always in on those. Third and 9, same drive. Weigel takes a pitch from Mentaliani. Weigel brought down at the 9. 3 plays later, Weigel taking the handoff. Touchdown, Morgantown again. 48-0 would be the final. Mohegans 9-1. They do end up finishing 4th. Will host 2 playoff games in Group AAA, Brian.
All right, Ed Williams and
We start our jaunt through the playoffs with the only area team in Class AAA that was in action tonight, the Morgantown Mohegans. Playing at home tonight at Pony Lewis Field, the Mohegans were looking to get to a solid playoff run against the Princeton Tiger team that would be no pushover, but after tough games in two of the last 3 games of the regular season, Morgantown was used to that. We traversed 35 miles north to Touchdown City for the first postseason game of 1999, Morgantown versus Princeton. They've already shaken hands, and we're going straight to the highlights. On their first possession, Christian Montaliani finds Mark Weigel in the back of the end zone. The 24-yard score gave Morgantown a 7-0 advantage. Next possession, it's Weigel again, this time on the ground. The lead grew to 14-0, and it looks like another Morgantown laugher, but not so fast, my friends. In the second quarter, the Tigers make something happen. On 4th and long, QB Robbie Benfeld drops back to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket, tucks it, and does it himself. 29 yards later, the lead is now 14-6. Morgantown does answer the bell, though. This time, it's Thomas Porche. He gets outside, follows his blockers. Right there, it's in. Princeton would add a score before the half, so at the break, it was 21-12 Morgantown. We move to the fourth quarter now. Mohegans already missed a field goal. Tigers capitalizing. Benfeld caps the drive with another keeper. Now it's 21-18 Morgantown. Final seconds now. Princeton with one more chance. Benfeld drops, airs it out. He's got a man open, but it's underthrown. Mark Weigel makes the play. The offense takes a knee after that, and Morgantown survives, and I do mean survives. They move on with a 21-18 victory. We'll get to the rest of the class.
How are you, everyone? After 3 months of high school football action, it has come down to this. The playoffs getting underway tonight. 16 teams from each of the state's 3 classes are all going for a state championship now. Let's start out with Class AAA, number 4 Morgantown, playing host to 13th-ranked Princeton. Here we go. Montaliani, Christian Montaliani, firing in the end zone for Mark Weigel. 7-0 Morgantown. This one by the sea, or actually this one by the land, as that one was first one was by the air. Weigel going in for the touchdown, 14-0 Mohegans. Second quarter, Princeton coming back. Robbie Benfield scrambles, receivers covered, says, I'll take it myself. Turns on the Jets, he scores. The extra point fails, 14-6 Mohegans. Morgantown trying to put this thing away now as Thomas Porche busts it to the outside. Porche follow blockers there. 21-6 Morgantown. Princeton would make this thing interesting, but Morgantown would hold on to win it. 21-18 Mohegans are the victors tonight. All right, now we go to Class AA.
After playing out of this world for the majority of the football season, the Morgantown Mohegans may have been brought down to earth. They received a first-round scare last week with a 21-18 win over Princeton that saw the Mohegans get shut out in the second half. The road to the championship didn't get any easier as they hosted another potent offense, Musselman. The game was played out at Pony Lewis Field in Morgantown. Let's take you out to those fine highlights. Mohegans strike first. as Alex Lake takes the handoff through the middle, 7 yards for the touchdown, and that was a Morgantown 7-0 lead. Musselman would tie the score at 7, but not for long. Christian Montaliana drops it back, looking for Weigel, but he's picked off by Kevin Dingus, who takes it into the house. Musselman took the lead 14-0. Morgantown would then turn the ball over for the 3rd time, setting up this 42-yard keeper by the Appleman quarterback Todd Mosby. Morgantown would go into halftime down 29-7. Not one thing they face too often. And in the second half, they could only muster this 49-yard touchdown coming up here by Thomas Poirier. And Morgantown loses this game 29-13. After the game, we caught up with Coach Glenn McNew.
It was just too many turnovers. When you commit as many turnovers as we did the first half, you know, you can't expect to play against a good team that of caliber of them. They got a good football team. Second half, we showed a lot of courage. We come out and played like we were supposed to, and you know, stopped them from scoring and scored ourselves. Moved the ball well. We just committed too many in the first half, got too far behind.
The Grafton Shades.
All right, we go now to Class AAA where the Morgantown Mohegans were on their home turf. They were playing host to number 5 Musselman now, Berth, in the semifinals. Also on the line here as well. First quarter, Alex Lake going in the end zone there. 7-0. Mohegans looked like a little bit of a romp, didn't it? That was their first possession, but on Musselman's drive, they come right back. Jason Chambers barrels his way in. Game all tied at 7. This was the play of the game here. Motown's Christian Montaliani trying to throw it in the flats, but look at that. Kevin Dungus picks it up. There he goes. Untouched. Interception return TD. 14-7 Appleman. Second quarter now. Todd Mosby. This guy committed to West Virginia. Look at this. Calling his own number. End around. Mosby with 204 total yards in the night as Musselman shocks Morgantown tonight 29-13. But the game of the state tonight was number 1 Parkersburg versus Huntington. Let's go to Parkersburg.
To make a top 5 list in various categories. They picked the top 5. Each guy took a different aspect of defensemen, goalies, forwards. Barry Melrose's task was to pick the top 5 coaches, and at number 5 he picked Brian Sutter, who said he didn't, and this was his quote, he did an unbelievable job with Calgary last year, keeping them in the playoff hunt until the last couple of weeks of the season. And as Joe said, I know you have great respect for Andy Murray. Well, certainly Brian Sutter's a guy you have an opportunity to see almost on a daily basis. What about that? Is that an accurate statement? Is he a guy who belongs in the top echelon of the coaches in this league?
Well, he'd certainly like Barry's assessment because he's one of the lowest paid. So maybe Barry can get him a raise so get a year. But Brian is a certain kind of a coach, and you know, because this is a team with not a lot of money and a team that's basically sort of had to make ends meet with spit and baling wire. They brought him in because he's a motivational type of a coach. He's a coach that you know, he wants his guys to stand up, and he's not a technical guy. He's never been an X's and O's guy. He's more of a, you know, Newt Rockne type, Patton leading the troops into battle type thing. And he's been under a lot of pressure here. Obviously, when you lose, people look for flaws in you, and it's sort of been thrown back in his face a lot that he's not an X's and O's type coach, that he's not perceived as cerebral like Scotty because he doesn't stare off into the sky and, you know, this kind of thing. Brian's basically telling you farm analogies and getting down to the roots of the problem. You know.
Give us a good farm analogy.
Oh, I think the best one, Elliot Papp from the Vancouver Sun was in last year, and he said, well, I got to go talk to Brian. And he said, what can I expect? I said, well, you know, you're going to get at least, you know, something about the farm. You know, so I'm sitting there, and it's the morning of the game, and I'm walking by, and Elliot's talking to Brian, and just as I walk by, Brian's talking about Val Bure, who they've just, you know, gotten a trade. And Elliot's making the point, we have another small forward, and Brian just looked at him with those, you know, those eyes that just go right through you. And he said, it's not the size of the bull, it's how well he's hung, you know. and I caught Elliot's eye, and I said, you know, there you go.
Oh, God.
So, I mean, Brian is a really good guy. He's a straight, honest shooter. That's what the players like about him. There's no BS. There's just none. I mean, he lays it on the line for you. He doesn't play the mind games. And I quite frankly, you know, I don't know about top 5, but I quite frankly agree with Barry in that I don't know whether he was the right coach for the job or whether he's the greatest coach ever. But it would be hard. You'd be hard pressed to find someone that could get more out of this group.
Brian, a straight shooter. You just hope the bull is too. That's a nice guy. Maybe we'll put that in the press guide next year. You know, the Coach Sutter on so and so. You know,
well, he's
hung like a bull or something like that.
Just, you know, he just when he was hired here, he was out fixing the track. You know, the morning of his press conference. Yeah, that's the way those guys live and work, all those Sutters.
Hey, so who's the good, you know, along those lines, who are the good interviews? Who are the good coaches that are always worth who's the funniest coach?
The funniest.
I know, that's like an oxymoron, isn't it? A funny coach, but...
Funny coach.
There's no funny hockey coaches?
Well, it's funny. It's interesting in that your coach, you always think is awful. Because you have to listen to his shtick every day.
Right, exactly.
Right, but somebody coming in from Dallas or Detroit or Tampa, and they come in and Brian's got his thumbs in his belt loops and stuff like that, and the way he goes. Well, we've heard it all, and everybody complains about their own coach being a terrible quote. If you only get them 2 or 3 times a year, they're all great.
All right, so who comes into Calgary that you like to talk to?
I like to talk to Hitchcock. Besides that, he's just a nice guy. He gives you interesting stuff. He fills your notepad. You know, he doesn't kind of look at you and say yup a lot.
Right.
I like Hitch. I like Andy because he's a thoughtful, type of a guy. Scotty, when you get him on the right day, is really good. But you know, some days he's sort of Scotty, and you don't get a lot out of him. I'd say Hitch. I like Hitch a lot.
You ever seen Scotty's train set?
No. But I know he reads the internet absolutely religiously.
He does.
There's not a hockey... Well, Dave Lewis was telling us last year he must spend 3.5 hours a day on the internet.
Wow. You're kidding. That's unbelievable.
No,
he's buying stuff on eBay, though.
Everything. eBay, yeah. Selling old skates. But, he knows everything that's written. I mean, he knows when he comes in, you know, if you sort of said something about Scotty, he knows, So,
George, one last question for me before we let you go. Did they pay you double to cover Chicago-Calgary tonight?
I watched Calgary, New York Islanders the other day.
Oh.
Good Lord, nothing on earth could be worse than the first period and a half it was here the other day.
He asked to be
impossible.
Reassigned to the curling beat writer, I think.
Hard, hurry, yeah.
We haven't seen enough curling on the international channel lately either, we should have.
Well, curling's the only game you can cover from the bar. There's no question about it.
And on that note,
right up our alley.
We will. Hey, George, thank you very much, and belated happy Canadian Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Thank you.
Nonsense. Who says you can't eat the food you love and lose weight? Just try Fat Whacker, and be careful not to lose too much weight. Used as directed, Fat Whacker is the all-natural dietary supplement with ingredients that can help burn fat. Fat Whacker includes Super Chitosan, the amazing new fat-absorbing fiber. Try Fat Whacker risk-free and get enough Super Chitosan to sweep away up to 1,000 grams of ugly fat. More than you'll find in 81 cheeseburgers or 120 slices of pizza. Research suggests Fat Whacker's ingredients support your body's natural fat-burning ability, so it helps you burn fat 24 hours a day and get a slim, sexy body. It's drug-free, stimulant-free, and not in stores. Don't wear that fat. Whack it with Fat Whacker. Call now for your 60-day risk-free trial. Call 1-800-799-0034. Lose weight or your money back. Call 1-800-799-0034. That's 1-800-799-0034. Again, 1-800-799-0034.
These statements have not been reviewed by the FDA. Results may vary. Use in conjunction with a low-fat diet and exercise program provided.
If you want to increase your cash flow and live debt-free, this could be the most important message you'll ever hear. Some crazy genius has actually patented a machine called Oscar that literally attracts money. Put Oscar anywhere there are people, and it's like owning your own parking meters or ATM machines. The money pours in like water, and it's all cash. It's 100% absentee, no franchise fees or royalties. Oscar is a new breakthrough invention in the proven $32 billion vending industry. Oscar is unreal. He's already minting money in Europe, Ireland, Canada, and Singapore. And now he's starting to explode in the U.S. If you want to get out of the rat race for less than $4,000, this could be your personal escape plan. Oscar cannot be explained in words. He must be seen to be believed. They have a video that shows it all. To get your own exciting video and business opportunity report, call 1-800-71-OSCAR. Call before your county is sold out. Don't miss out. Get all the facts. Call 1-800-71-OSCAR. And again, that's 1-800-71-OSCAR.
They're easy to
to spot, the blank look in their eyes, their mouth agape, their feet shuffling. The holiday shopping experience can beat people up. We call them the shopped out. And when they stagger into one of our over 4,000 mailboxes, etc. locations worldwide, they're in bad shape. We can handle the situation. We take the packages off your hands and we pack and ship them. And we've added more staff and we're open longer to help you complete your tasks. Because during the holidays, it's not enough to just get something done. You have to get it done right. Mailboxes, etc.